Many times players fail to get the racket 1 foot below the ball because they're not bending their knees. You know, tennis pros are famous for saying bend your knees, but remember the reason you're bending is to get the racket down. If you bend but the racket stays up, you're defeating the purpose. So remember to keep your hitting shoulder loose and relaxed so the racket drops down. If you notice right now, my rear shoulder is slightly lower than my front shoulder. Now I have a nice low to high swing. Okay, the next drill, sit in the chair and keep the rear shoulder or the hitting shoulder lower. Many times players bend, but if you're bending and you keep the racket up, you're defeating the purpose. So remember, rear shoulder slightly lower than the front shoulder. That way the racket's dropping down. So keep that hitting shoulder loose. Okay, so we're concentrating on the 2 points, sitting in the chair and the rear shoulder or hitting shoulder lower than the front shoulder. Here we go. Notice the hitting shoulder is slightly lower than the front shoulder. Okay, we're going to do another drill to ensure that we're getting the net clearance that we need. Remember, we've got to get that racket a foot below the contact point before we swing forward and up. So our 2 key points are sit in the chair and then get out of the chair. Sit in the chair will help you to bend your knees and get the racket down. Now remember, wherever you're contacting the ball, whether it's knee high, waist high, or shoulder high, wherever it is, you have to get the racket at least a foot lower than that point. So our 2 key points again, sit in the chair, get out of the chair. Now remember to get out of the chair, that way that the racket and the body will be moving in sync. Remember, if you bend and stay down like this, you don't want to keep your body down and the racket's trying to go up, then you would have forces in opposite directions. So remember to lift with your legs, get out of the chair. Okay, here we go. Remember the 2 key points. Sit in the chair, get out of the chair. Here we go. At this point, the rear end is down, like I'm going to sit in a chair. Then I get out of the chair as I strike the ball.